For coming. My name is David Simon. I'm the director of the Genocide Studies program here at Yale. Really appreciate that you've come to this event, Understanding Xinjiang Journalism and Academia in the Face of Genocide. I will begin with the acknowledgement that Indigenous peoples and nations, including Mohegan, Meshntucket Pequot, Eastern Pequot, Sajikatok, Golden Hill Pajusett, Niantic, and the Quinnipiac and other Algonquin-speaking peoples have stewarded through generations the lands and waterways of what is now the state of Connecticut, and we honor and respect the enduring relationship that exists between these peoples and nations and this land. The Genocide Studies program at Yale is hosting this event. In particular, it fits in with the realm, and the way we've drawn it up, fits in with the realm of interest of that program's Mass Atrocities in the Digital Era initiative, or MADE. I would also like to acknowledge the Whitney and Betty McMillan Center for International and Area Studies and the Edward J. and Dorothy Clark Kempf Memorial Fund, which is making this event possible. Finally, I'm extraordinarily appreciative of the hard work that Hira Jaffrey and MADE's Kate Pundick have put into making this event happen. I'd like to thank you all attending or tuning in, as the case may be, particularly on this day, which is a confluence of observances across different religions, and even in a very secular basis. It's a beautiful day outside. So I'm glad you're here. And if you're online, I hope you're on a park bench somewhere enjoying both. A special appreciation of the Hopkins School of New Haven's Amnesty International chapter for coming as well. Today's event has three parts. First is a keynote lecture right here from Gulchehra Hoja shortly, and that will be followed by two panel discussions, both upstairs, or both here in Luce 203. There's coffee and snacks outside. But most of the panelists will be remote in the second portion of the day's activities, and many guests may follow along remotely as well. Although I'll point out, if you follow along remotely, you don't have access to our coffee. The first of the two panels, starting at 2, will address how companies have been implicated in investigations into Uyghur forced labor. This panel will discuss the methods researchers use from the various disciplines to identify forced labor in supply chains. It will feature Nurola Elima, a supply chain analyst at from Sheffield Hallam University, Yale Human Rights Fellow Rehan Asat, and the reporter and author Amelia Pang. The second panel at 3:15 will address the role of technology in shaping journalism in China with respect to the Uyghur issue. It will feature Bethany Ellen Abrahamian of Axios and BuzzFeed's Megha Rajagopalan. And it'll be moderated by the Washington Post's James McCauley, who's also a Yale journalism fellow. Let me now turn to our keynote speaker, Gulchehra Hoja. She is a Uyghur American journalist who has worked for Radio Free Asia since 2001. After joining the RFA in the US, Gulchehra was sent a red notice from China, banning her from returning home. Today, as many as 24 of her family members have been held in detention camps in Xinjiang. Following Gulchehra's risky interviews with escapees, prison guards, and other officials, she has testified in front of the US House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs on the dangers of reporting on human rights. She has received several awards, including the Magnitsky Human Rights Award for her reporting on the ongoing human rights crisis in Xinjiang, as well as the Courage in Journalism Award from the International Women's Media Foundation. In 2020, she was listed among the 500 most influential Muslims by the government of Jordan's Royal Islamic Strategic Studies Center. I'm thrilled that she's been able to join us today. She's come up from the Washington area just for this event. In part of, we're able to work with her busy schedule. So I'm grateful for you coming to New Haven, and I understand that you'd like to begin with a video. Would you like to introduce the video, or does it speak for itself?
Okay, thank you.
Come on up then. Thanks. Thanks very much.
Thank you for David for warm welcome, and thank you all you participate this wonderful event. And I was so excited and I'm very happy to be here with you in this one of the best university in the world. So many people wishing to even visit this university. It's my first time here and I feel so grateful. Thanks for Amal to show me the school. And I feel so excited and the environment of this school giving me so much hope and energy too. Alhamdulillah, today also is a Ramadan. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to speak to you all. And as you know, many people come to this country to seeking higher education or other reason. Me, as a human, as a journalist, I came to this country to seeking my freedom, my human dignity, and also the truth. For that, I paid a lot. And we all know freedom not comes freely. And I'm glad I have opportunity to speak the truth to the world, to the power. What we have in this country, not only the freedom to speak the truth, it's an opportunity to facing ourselves, who we are really. And just being a human, what kind of life we should have, what kind of opportunity, what kind of, the freedom we deserve. So I'm very grateful in this country, in US, I find myself. I find even my faith. And I wish you all can use this opportunity to open your heart to yourself, who you want to be, how you want to see the world, who you want to be with, even find your fate, find your dream. So really appreciate the Yale University and all the professors to make this event happen. And before you, enter what happened to my country, myself, I want to show you some videos we can watch together, and then we continue my speech. Thank you. This video is about Radio Free Asia Uyghur Services journalists who's been targeted because of exposing the genocide in China, including me and other my fellow colleagues. Just 1 second. Actually, I am from Urumqi. All my relatives and parents still living in Urumqi under CCP's control. And also my other colleagues, relatives, or loved ones in Uyghur region. From 2016, we lost contact with them. Many of us even doesn't know are they alive or not. But somehow we informed our relatives, our parents are being locked in the concentration camps, even died in them. We bear that, the truth, the myth. We're still working because we have the truth, because we have the power, The power is our human dignity and the truth. That gives us courage to fight until today, and we will continue. And me and my colleagues in exposing the atrocity in the Uyghur region, it's today recognized as genocide. Never in our life we imagine we can, experiencing this tragedy. Even personally, you in this tragedy paying the price, even your parents, your relatives. As a human, not only journals, as a human, we feel we have a huge responsibility to, open up all the reality to the world. Please, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Жууралдар аккесип дэшналап аңылдык. Мен бу
This video was made in late 2018. And the Chinese government didn't stop to punish us, even today. They further using their power to target our family, to trying to silence us. But we didn't stop because we know our power is truth. And the Chinese government and the other dictators in the world, all afraid of truth. So for that, yes, we paid higher price. But we believe because we have hope. And world, if everyone understood and see what's really happening in China and my country, they will do something. I'm still believing that. That's why I am standing in front of you. This video was made 3 years ago, and the Chinese government didn't stop threatening me personally. They even put me in their wanted list as a terrorist. And of course, it's a badge of honor for me, but it, seems like very funny for me, how I terrorize Xi Jinping and Chinese government. Do I have weapon? Do I have something to against them? Because I only have true information, the tool I can speak freely, and the freedom. Yes, all the dictators as Xi Jinping also fear from the freedom, fear from the truth. That's our power. And finally, they even label my father as a terrorist. He's almost 83 years old and a half-body paralyzed professor and a very famous archaeologist who studied whole life of the Uyghur region and the Uyghur history. He published many books about the Tarim mummy, and the Uyghur history, and trying his best to provide, a true history to the world. That's why they label him as a terrorist. And the first picture of the Hoja is my father. Even they fear of this old man. Please watch this video. This is examples of how China targeted Uyghur elitists in every major, those include historian and archaeologists like my father, and the writers, even artists. Please watch this video with me. Oh, not this one. Not this one? Last one, yeah. The picture you show, yes. Is there any video? I'm sorry, it's okay. Maybe the room. Yeah, you can. Those picture I can show you. There's Adil Mijid. Even he's a great artist. He giving us smile even in the very hardest time by his comedy. And Tashpola Tib, he is a professor in the Uyghur region and the best university in our country. And Khalmurat Wopur, he's a doctor, just like that. And I want to show you another, my speech in Oslo Freedom. So it summarizes what's really happening in my country. It's hard to imagine. What you wear is made, maybe, by your cousin in forced labor. And the movie you're watching, the celebrities wearing a beautiful wigs. Maybe it's your beautiful young cousin's hair, cut it out in the internment camps. Every Uyghur, including your fellow Rayhan Asad, his one girl. Every day, we're living with those questions. Every sip of water, we're thinking about our relatives in the internment camp. And of course, we appreciate we are alive. We survive for purpose. We feel we survive because of hope, people's hope. And we have to be voice for those voiceless people. And that keeps us still going. And against Chinese government's mercifulness, atrocity, using our love, using our value to fight against them. Because of love, because of dignity, because of proud of Uyghur, because of our faith, we still standing, still fighting. Because we believe people all are connected. We only have one world. We have to stand up for those abusers to make world dark and war. We who's living in this century all have responsibility to build this world more beautiful and peaceful for our next generation. At least I can say to my children today, I didn't give up. I was trying my best. I want to ask everyone who knows Uyghur situation, who knows what's happening right now in the Ukraine or other countries, all those people dying, because of what? Because of we couldn't unite together to fight against those tyranny. So I wish, using this opportunity, I wish all Yale students, all audience, to think about it. What kind of world you want to believe? You know, who's gonna create that? It's not create just, by one leader or one people. It's created by human. No matter what language you speak, no matter what you believe, no matter what's your color. Because we are all same. We are human. We all have that feelings and nobody can control. Of course, CCP can control my parents, my relatives' movement, but they cannot control their hope, they wish, they feel, and their love, and including me. So nobody. The true power is in our hand, actually. Our mind, our heart. If you believe that. And there's no such a crime could happen in this world. So when we see something wrong, we can speak against them to end of this, tragedy. We all have the power. So believing in yourself, little person, just one person, maybe cannot change the whole world, but same idea, same love, we can change together. So thank you so much. You all learn what's happened and what's happening in my country and for my people. This tragedy, it's been so long and so painful. Even today, Uyghurs very confused, including me, when see the world reaction to the war in Ukraine. Yes, we all are bleeding to see the people dying just because of Putin's regime. The idea of invading this country. Same, my country is occupied by Chinese government in 1949. Since then, we lost our freedom, lost our country. And because of that, because of the geographic location, our country is not open to the sea. And all around us is those countries not that strong enough to fight against Chinese government. And they're also weak. And we like trapped in that area, even because Chinese government all those years very giving very little opportunity for people to have a passport to travel abroad. Even after 2016, when you travel to abroad, you are criminal. Many people, as we know, they end up with camps or sentence because of they have opportunity to travel to other countries, or even you have relatives abroad to talk to. Chinese government fear about the people who will influence them some kind of freedom, because they know their policy is not right. That's why they don't want people to compare to test of freedom. That's why they fear to welcoming you, anyone. So that's why today is news come from Uyghur region, or we provide the news is very challenging because they don't allow international media or the groups to openly to visit the Uyghur region. That's why our work is very important. And please value all those journals, not only Uyghur journals, among CNN, BBC, who covered Uyghur region. It's like they put their lives in threat to reporting those, news. And that's why the world today recognized as a genocide. But Chinese propaganda says it's a re-education camp. It's, job training centers, something like that. But there's many valuable information comes from Uyghur region, and luckily we have more than 10 outspoken camp survivors giving us a very detailing information what's going on in the camps. Personally, I have been interviewed 16 camp survivors because of their braveness, and we could imagine what's really happened inside the camp. And we all know it's not about just like Chinese government propaganda saying that we have free voice in the free countries. But unfortunately, some other countries who relied about Chinese economics, they even joined the China's propaganda today. As a few days, 2 weeks ago, I think, the Imran Khan, Pakistan's prime minister, even says, you know, he praised Xi Jinping as our prophet, Muhammad. So it's like ridiculous. Even, you know, some countries like trying to cover a genocide to helping China to get some benefits from Chinese government. So in this case, our voice is very important. So I'm so proud to be a voice for those voiceless people. So I will continue my fight, and we will never stop, because I know we have people like you to have a time to listening to me and seeing the truth and wants to do something to stop this genocide. So thank you very much, all your time and your patience. And I welcome any questions if you want to have a further answer.
We have, I think, about 5 minutes for questions from the room here. So if there's anyone who would like to ask a question, please do so.
I was wondering, what do we know about the concentration camp system right now? I know it's very, very hard to get information out of Xinjiang. Are the camps still in operation, or has the genocide gotten less intense, or is it still getting more intense in the region?
Yeah, after information, first information come out from the China, they exposed in 2016, late, start exposing Chinese government are building some facilities to holding people. So we begin from that, and 2017, we verified it's a concentration camp run by military even, the very harsh system inside. We talked to some prison guards even in there. So in that time, Chinese government was denying we don't have camps. It's a re-education camp, because they treat every religious people, not only Islam, even the Christians. They fear from others have, you know, other than the Chinese government to obey. That's why any ideology, you know, besides the communism idea, they feel it's a kind of sickness. That's why they said we have to re-educate those people, and they first targeted who was very religious people, and then after 2018 they changed the tone, says, oh, because they cannot hide anymore because of some camp survivors start talking, and including us, we talking about our parents and relatives even in the concentration camps. And they changed tone, say, oh, this is job training centers, you know. And then today we saw is they use a judicial system to you know, sentence all those people to 10, 15 years, even life sentence. And some of them, they sending to the forced labor camp. Even they built from 2017 around these camps, the facilities who those camp detainees can work 12 hours to 16 hours. If you work good, you can have little freedom to have a year, maybe some half an hour or something. And even you can, if they believe you, you can come back to work. They can set you free 1 day off from the camp and you visit your family and come back. They're trying to normalize this system. The people, first, they kept very close camp and very hard, the environment, even you cannot sleep, you cannot have a nutrition, even sunlight. And they give little bit freedom to them to work. At least you can move around. And then give them a little freedom to see their children, their parents, and people. We all people, we have pain, we have emotional pain also. Those people think, oh, if I behave, better to listen to Chinese government, I can have better opportunity to live like normal people. So they think it will create this kind of system to control all society. Even they took off some security checkpoints today to show the world, oh, they have freedom. But don't forget, every devices they have in the hand, even at the home, they have surveillance system. They can watch 24/7. And even they use AI technology. They calculate your emotion. When you see something wrong, how you react. Just by this computer analysis, they can put you in the jail. Right now, it's this kind of system. Today, everyone have phone. Whenever you want to listen to somebody's voice, even want to see somebody, you can just dial, right? But Chinese government using this technique to control over all people. And even in genocide, this high techniques have a huge role in that. Situation is like that.
Thank you.
We actually have our next panel is at 2:00 and it's 2:03, I see. So,
okay.
So I think as much as I would like to continue the questions and answers, probably our best course, in due respect to the panelists who are waiting online, is to proceed to that panel. So I'd like to thank you once again for coming here and sharing your thoughts. And thank you all for being here as well.